I think it's interesting checking out vehicles when they first get off the truck from the factory. So you can see it has some protective pieces here on the side. There's some foam on the door, sticker. The center caps are not in place. And check it out here on the hood. There's this cover to protect the hood, but they apparently use it to track certain things, and they do a lot of writing on it. And it seems like a common thing on the Volkswagens. And there's some really colorful protective pieces here on the windshield wipers. And you see this vehicle has a protection on the top, the foam on the side, writing on the hood. So this is a kind of like a cloth type material. This is actually like a sticker stuck to the car here. Let me peel it back so you can see what I'm talking about. So you can see it peels off like so. Then you have some foam here in the front. And this one has the tow hook screwed into the bumper. If you're ever wondering what those holes are for, that's what they're for. Let's look at the back. I guess there's some writing here on the back, on the trunk as well. And these tow hooks are typically reverse thread. Now on the inside, you can see it has the seat protectors. There's plastic on the floorboard, and there on the winch, on the gauges and the steering wheel. Now some of them have a complete cover on the steering wheel itself all the way around. I've shown some of this on other brands before, but I just want to give you a little bit of a glimpse behind the scenes here. Hey, this is Mike. Thank you so much for choosing this video. Today I'm in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, visiting East Coast Volkswagen. You can see their dealership over there and all their vehicles lined up. And today I'm checking out a 2018 Volkswagen Golf S. So this is a fairly basic vehicle. A lot of people don't show off the lower trim levels, but I like to do that when I get the chance. So this Golf is sitting on 195/65 Continental tires wrapped around 15-inch alloy wheels with a silver finish, and it has four-wheel disc brakes with ventilated disc rotors in the front, and you can see here in the back these are solid disc rotors. The name of this color is Platinum Gray. So really, it's kind of like a not the typical looking gray. Hopefully the camera's picking it up nice. It almost has a little bit of a greenish or bluish tint in there. It's interesting. Okay, so looking at the front, you can see it has a nice big Volkswagen emblem with the chrome extending out from either side, from here on around through the headlights. Looking pretty neat. Same thing down here, extending out all the way. And you have the body colored portions right in there, as well as the very bottom. The rest of it's a flat black. And the headlights, they're powered by halogen bulbs in a reflector housing, but they do have an LED. You can see this light flickering right here on the camera. That's an LED. The rest of it's halogen, including the turn signal there. So looking at the profile, you can see the color and the wheel combination match well. They blend together well. Body colored handles, as well as the upper portion of the side mirror. And then you have the gloss black portion right in there, the pillar, kind of giving the windows one solid look, especially if you put tint on them or something. Here's the inside of the passenger side door. So it's mostly black. It does have this, it's made out of plastic, but it looks like a brushed aluminum accent here on the top. Looks pretty nice. This is soft touch surface here at the very top, here, and then there's a cloth around your arm, here and here. And there's the handle which goes through, so you can get a good grip on it. This is all soft touch. Your hard touch plastics are down in this area and here. And the pocket is kind of like a tennis ball type felt with a large opening here on the inside. Surprised they were able to fit the speaker in that large opening. All right, so there's the threshold, and it has cloth seats with a kind of like a mesh here in the center portion, and just different types of cloth here, making it look pretty cool. Now it has a tilt that's powered. This is manual, the lower portion, and you're able to raise and lower the seat manually here. And then you have a lumbar adjustment here on the side of the seat, so you can adjust that portion. So the dashboard is soft to the touch. It has more of that brushed aluminum appearance stuff there. And glove compartment's nice and big. And it has a little spot for the manual there at the top. Place to put some coins or SD cards or whatever. And then business cards, driver's license, registration, stuff like that. Nice big glove compartment. There's the floorboard. The floor mat hooks in place. It snaps in with those big buttons. Now you notice there's a shift. There's a little bit of a tapering here and here. So it's a little bit of a shift of the floorboard over that way, kind of giving you a little bit more leg room there. The inside of the back door, it has less soft touch surfaces. So this is hard touch now here in the back. Then you have that accent. You do have the cloth around your arm, and they squeezed in a speaker there around your arm as well. And then you have that felt pocket, a little bit bigger here, a little bit smaller here in the back. There's a floorboard. Seats are quite a ways off the floor, so hopefully your knees are not sticking up in the air. There's pockets on the back of both front seats. Cloth back seats back here as well, but they do fold down so you can add to your cargo space. There's an armrest with cup holders. There's a pass-through as well. Really look at the size of that hump there in the center portion. So if you had a center passenger, they're gonna have to deal with that. These seats do have the latch system for car seats that are easy to get to. Fuel door is here on the passenger side. Let's go ahead and open that up, check it out. It basically has a cap with a tether, and the inside of the cap has a little post that you can put right there to get out of your way while you're pumping gas. Looking at the back of the vehicle, it has a little shark fin antenna here at the very top, third brake light just under here, then your wiper, and it does have a backup camera in the very center position underneath this emblem. It's going to pop out when you put it in reverse. It's pretty neat. I'll show you that in a little bit. But one thing I want to point out, so you see this chrome going around in circles here, making it look like exhaust tips. Those are not actually exhaust tips. They are completely enclosed. So they look cool, but they're not actually exhaust tips. Your real exhaust is under here. Okay, so opening up the trunk, or the hatch I should say, you just push this and lift up. That little camera is not there right now. It kind of slides down when you put it in reverse, so that way you don't smudge it with your fingers as you open up the trunk, or the hatch. I keep saying trunk. On the underside of the hatch, it has a place to put those reflective triangles under here, or just a secret compartment, whatever you want to put in there. This one has a shade in place. The shade is removable. It's very light. You just unhook those strings and remove it, and just in case you need some more space. So if you have all the seats occupied with a shade in place, this is your cargo space, which is bigger than what I thought it was going to be. When looking at the vehicle from the outside, this is pretty good. It has tie downs. It has a 12-volt power supply. You can put a net pocket back here. You can, you know, hang groceries off those hooks there on the sides. That kind of thing. Little storage space back here. And this lifts up, revealing your spare tire and tools. You also have a little space around the tire in case you want to utilize that for cargo space. You can also take this and slide it down like so. Did you catch that? Probably not. I mean, aim the camera there. So it's right here. Just pull it, let it drop, and push it, and this goes lower. So that way you can have a little bit more depth to your cargo space. These pieces here are also removable in case you want to have some extra space there as well. There's your pass-through. Now, you can fold down this seat or that seat or both to add to your cargo space. And once you do that, you know, of course you can, folding down one maintains some passenger space, which is nice, but folding down both really adds to your cargo space. It just opens up the whole vehicle for cargo. Now they actually use LED tail lights here, even your turn signals, and a little indicator on your side mirror. This is what the key looks like, and it's a little remote control, lock and unlock, the ability to unlock the trunk, and a panic button, and it has a little switchblade physical key that pops out. And starting it up, go ahead and push in the clutch and start it up. Here's the floorboard in front of the driver's seat. Hooks in place, snaps in place. Accelerator and brake pedal, large footrest there on the left side. And we're gonna open the trunk, and here's the latch for it. Now you notice it's flush with the outside. When you close this door, it covers up that latch so you don't accidentally pull it while you're with the door closed or driving or whatever. Let's go ahead and open up the hood here. Now right here in the center, a little bit to the right in this area, is a latch. So you just lift that up. You see it right here. And it goes up by itself, which is nice. Insulated on the bottom of the hood. So here's the engine. It's a 1.8 liter 4-cylinder engine. Insulated firewall. Struts are braced into the unibody structure of the vehicle. And you have an insulated battery as well. Now of course this one is paired to a 5-speed automatic transmission. So this is TSI, turbocharged stratified injection. So you can see the turbocharger in the back here. It's a direct injection as well. And I'm going to put all the specs, all the little details you can read through in the description. I'm going to put a whole bunch of information in the description, because some people like to get all the little nitty-gritty details, the measurements, the specs, the volumes, all that stuff, and it'll be all in the description. So hopefully this video will be a one-stop shop as far as your information goes, and you should be ready to go test drive it when you finish with this video and read the description. The inside of the driver's side door is just like the other side, except for it has a few more buttons. Power window controls are down here. One touch down, one touch up. Same thing for the rear glass. So all four are all automatic, one touch up and down. Then your side mirrors are adjusted here. There's your door lock controls. Manually adjusted seats except for the tilt in the back, just like the passenger side as far as the adjustments. You can raise, you can lower it, forward and back, and tilt the back. Headlight controls are right in here with the interior gauge dimmer switch. You have an automatic parking and headlights on. Pretty simple. And you have a tilt and a telescoping steering column. It's easy to find, easy to get to, and it has pretty good articulation there. All right, so let's check it out sitting in the driver's seat. And man, I put the seat all the way back and all the way down, and this is where you want to be if you just want to chill, because you'd have to be really tall. I'm 6 feet tall, and this is way too far back. I mean, I feel like a toddler right now, and I can't even barely, if I stretch out, I can touch the footrest there, but it's just way too far back for me. so there's lots of leg room. And I showed you the glove compartment. Well, the glove compartment has a mini-me over here. You see the little glove compartment on this side. Looks just like it, but smaller. Alright, looking at the steering wheel, has a little bit of adhesive still on it, left over from the original packaging. Gloss black. Now the steering wheel is not completely round. It has like this sharper on one side, rounder on the other feel to it. A little bit of flat bottom going on there. It's a leather or a synthetic leather wrap steering wheel. Soft to the touch, but not super soft. Cruise control is here on the left side, here on the top. Volume for your radio. On the right side, change through your tracks or your radio stations or your tracks on your audio. And then you have these buttons correspond with the screen between the gauges, which we'll get to soon. And you also have the Bluetooth controls there as well, and voice recognition. Windshield wiper controls are there on the right side. Turn signal and headlight dimmer switch on the left side. And check out the gauges here on the left side. RPMs with the engine coolant temperature. On the right side is your speedometer with your fuel gauge. And it has a little arrow next to the little fuel pump there, letting you know which side the fuel door is on, which is nice. Here in the center, it's showing a digital speedometer. It also has the clock at the top and outside temperature, trip, stuff like that, information screen there. And that's the one in which you can use these buttons to navigate through. So we're going to just kind of scroll down to show you what's here. So a digital speedometer, top speed basically since the last time you started it. And this is the distance you've traveled, travel time, range, fuel economy. So this is like your top economy. So this is all resettable basically. And then your oil temperature, that kind of stuff. You can scroll through to the right and left and pick screens that you want. So you can get your driving data. We can go to the audio, whatever's playing there, telephone, vehicle status, be like stored messages and stuff like that. So it kind of cycles through. Go back to the driving data, because I think the digital speedometer would be the default screen for me anyway. Your four-way flashers, vents. So your touch screen is here. So you have basically some physical buttons around the outside. So there's your radio. You can choose what you want. We can set this right here by holding it. Now we've set that radio station to that preset. You can change AM, FM, satellite radio, or actually just AM, FM. Let's see here. AM, FM. Yeah, that's all this one has. The media, check it out. You have SD card, USB, and Bluetooth. So you can stream off of your phone using the Bluetooth, plug in a USB device, or use an SD card to play music. So that gives you plenty of capability there. Go to car. So this is showing you information about the car, tire pressure, vehicle status. If there's anything going on to let you know, anything substantial anyway. And this is where you pair your phone, and then you can go into your apps here. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto and Mirror Link. These are all available when you plug in your cell phone to the USB. You'll have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto have navigation and all kinds of additional features that you can use through this system. You also have a traditional volume and two through the stations there, and you can go into your settings here. Now down here it looks like that's where your SD card goes in, but looks like it's kind of blocked off. I don't know if that's just like a dust cover or whatever. Haven't tried putting in a card or not or anything, but it just kind of looks like it's covered up, but I think that's just possibly a dust cover. Climate controls down here, temperature, fan speed, where you want the air to blow. It's pretty straightforward. And down here there's a compartment that opens up, and you can put your cell phone in there. It's kind of rubberized, and this is where you plug in the USB port. This is especially helpful for your Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. You can place to put your cell phone while have it get plugged in, and you can close this up so that way it's not distracting you, and you go ahead and use the features on the screen. Here's the manual transmission. You can see it's pretty traditional with the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pattern there. It does have the reverse, in which it's got the seat so far back to push the clutch is hard. The reverse is here. You can see right there. You push it down, you go all the way to the left and go up. When we put it in reverse, the backup camera pops up here. But typically, if you don't push it down, then it's not going to accidentally go into reverse. The whole thing is to release it so it'll go over further when you have it there in neutral. But it's pretty neat. It kind of spring-loaded. I'd be tempted to play whack-a-mole with it when I'm sitting at a stoplight or something. There's no physical buttons here on this particular trim level. 12-volt power supply. You also have places to put your cards or whatever in this area. Cup holders, these little spring-loaded things to hold your cup in place. It's also open in the center, so you can put other stuff in there besides cups, or to accommodate a handle on a mug or something. And there's your handbrake, parking brake. Armrest is cloth, and it's pretty soft, but it does bottom out after about a ½ inch or so. Has the contrast stitching. It's kind of small, so I don't recommend sharing it with the passenger. They're going to have to deal with no armrest. And then it slides back, so you can go forward and back with it. And then you can lift it up. And I like the way you lift it up and it just stops wherever you rest it. I wish car doors were like that instead of... Anyways, some are, but I really like the way you just stop it. You just stop, let go of it, and it just stays there. It doesn't flop around on you. So it goes up to that point. And then this is where you'll find another 12-volt power supply and some storage space. Has a little rubber lining at the bottom. Rear view mirror has the manual day and night mode. Interior lights are here. You can turn on your rear lights here, and then you can have all your interior lights turn on when you open up the door by having that turned on. Place for glasses. It looks a really big place. I mean, shoot, you can put some huge glasses in there. Look at that. Or a small book or something. Has like a rubber lining in there as well. The visors, they have mirrors, lights that turn on. A little clip here for your registration or something. They also extend out. There we go. Slide it out. Snap it in place. Now if you leave this open, you have the light on. If you tilt it up, it turns off, so you don't accidentally leave the light on. But it's a good idea to close this anyway. Okay, so let's look at the visibility in the back here. It does have the pretty good sized pillars there in the back. So, you know, those are something you have to get used to. All cars have pillars and blind spots and stuff like that, so something to get used to. Alright, there you have it, 2018 Volkswagen Golf S. So this is a fairly plain model here. It has the manual transmission. It doesn't have all the, a lot of bells and whistles, but really it does, because it has the Bluetooth. It has it where it counts, basically. So if you don't mind, you can always upgrade to an automatic transmission if you'd like. But the manual transmission is zippy, and it just has a solid feel to the clutch. It's real easy. If you're used to manual transmissions, when you get in one that you're not familiar with, you kind of have to get used to the clutch. Well, this one, I just got in it and drove it. It was not really a problem as far as getting used to the clutch. It's just really solid feeling and punchy off the line type. So thank you for watching. Thank you to East Coast Volkswagen here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and I'll see you guys next time.